तालियां बजती रहें. May I request Shri A.S. Chauhan ji to present a bouquet to Shri Rakesh Sharma ji. May I request Dr. Rakesh Sharma to present a bouquet to Shri A.S. Chauhan ji. May I request Professor Sanjay Jasola sir to present a bouquet to Rakesh Sharma sir ji. तालियां बजती रहें please. May I request HOD Computer Application Graphic Design University Naveen Garg ji to present a bouquet to Sanjay Jasola sir. And please put your hands together for Dr. Rakesh Sharma, Director, Uttarakhand State Application Center.
Good afternoon. See, it is wonderful again because the whole program has been really structured, and as happens in case of software development, you have components and you mold them, restructure because it is flexible. Very, very honorable our chief guest of the day, Sri Rakesh Sharma sir, are very dynamic and who is a connoisseur of technologies. So he is here with us. Sir, thank you so very much for being here despite his extremely busy schedule. So thank you so much, sir. And nobody knows better bits and bytes about Uttarakhand, and sometimes I call it better fixers than him about Uttarakhand. Each and every geographic location, every nook and corner he is very acquainted with. So there he is with us. Sir, thank you so very much. I welcome you from the bottom of my heart. Sri Vinod Sharma sir, and Secretary Home, and Secretary Home is so very vital for cyber security. So he is there with us. So thank you so very much. And the whole program was envisaged and it was designed by IT department, and the director of ITDA is there with us, Sri Chauhan sir. Welcome you, sir. Thank you so very much. And the Secretary IT, who had dreamt about this whole concept because of some very personal reasons unavailable. He is not with us. So and Graphical Hill University and Professor Sanjay Jasola is there. All the experts, those who have come from outside, very distinguished academician. I know for certain you must have enjoyed the sessions that we already had. So welcome to this conclave, and all the students, researchers, those who are here. See, without taking much time, because Sharma sir has about half an hour with him. So the thing so very important is because we are living in this digital era, and this digital era, as we know, this virtual world, it has become more real than the real world. So we shop online, we do things online, things are changing so very fast, but something very important has happened suddenly, because internet not only opens up windows and plethora and cascading windows of opportunities, but at the same time it remains to be the most ungoverned space. It is for certain. So how to control it, how to use it, and in a state like Uttarakhand, where we have used, I sometimes call it intelligent technologies. So can we create a workforce of cyber, as I call it, cyber soldiers, cyber volunteers, cyber army, so that not only we can combat, we can counter, but at the same time we can take maximum leverage out of these technologies. So which way can we do this? And the state needs to have a solid policy. It can be about OER, because educational technology, MOOCs, about cyber security. So there are a number of dimensions, those are to be looked into. And we had wonderful sessions, what we had envisaged. So starting from, from the first session onward, and we have very eminent speakers from the State Police Department from IIT Delhi we have, and Sri Pawan Duggal Sahab, and soon you will be there on Skype. So talking and interacting. So all these issues got to be deliberated, and maybe we can come up with something very, very interesting. Uttarakhand Space Application Center had been told, so was roped in to organize this, and we are very privileged and we are extremely fortunate to have done this, because we are already into incubation of technologies. We have been developing softwares and of consequence, because I can ascertain you, sir, it is must be relevant as of date. So without taking much time now, and with a huge round of applause, because here is our Chief Secretary who knows technology and who understands it. Thank you.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, Director USAC, Mr. Pant, Director ITDA, Mr. Chauhan, Secretary Home and DG Information, Shri Vinod Sharma ji, my friends from the academia, dear students, I think this workshop on cyber security and challenges, the way it has been designed, looks to be heavily loaded with the officials. The subject is more technical, requires a lot of in-depth understanding by the technocrats and the academic people. But I think there are hands-on people more here than the academic world people. But anyway, I think that looks like as if the design of the workshop, the way it has been designed, it is being felt that the subject is new. There are not many experts in the field, and they are growing in the field. But that is the only excuse I can look at as to why it is heavily loaded. And I also, as Dr. Pant was saying, the chip technology में जहाँ जिसको चाहो adjust कर दो, तो उन्होंने मुझे भी adjust कर दिया. So I am also finding myself into a kind of a situation in which I am going to be talking on a subject which is highly technical, highly complex, requires a lot of in-depth understanding of both the hardware and the software. Whether we are talking software or hardware, I don't know what are the inputs which have gone on in the morning session. I've been told that there were two speakers who have already spoken. So I can guess what Late must have spoken. So I will not like to indulge into what we have spoken, but I will just like to share with you as to what as a commoner we look at as the issues in cyber security and what kind of challenges it is offering. As we must have seen that with the growth of technology, we have come very near to each other in the overall global economy. Sitting here, you can talk to any part of the world, you can do any transaction all over the world, you can sitting here operate your bank accounts depending on where you are in the world system, sitting anywhere. You can do any kind of commercial transactions, you can do online shopping, you can do online banking, you can do online business the way you want to do it. From Laluji's great innovation of bringing IT into the railway reservations when we first started, at least my interface to the technology, the way I look at it, is when a totally novice political master of the Indian soil took on to the task of putting IT into the railway system. Many of us look at Laluji in a very different way. I look at him in a very positive way. There are negativities to everybody in this world, so nobody is perfect. But let us try to see as to the positivity which is there in that. And I think that was one of the reforms which took place in India, when on a railway counter you could go and not really struggle. You can go and get your ticket, you can go and get into the train, you can know not to be haggard by the TTE, as we call them, or sometimes we call them TT. Basically these are the travel train examiners, as we call them, TTE. Now the TTE was a big harassment into the Indian railway system, and this technology brought in a lot of things in that. But again then this cyber thing has come, so misuse of that also started taking place. Large number of terror agents trying to fudge into the system. Again, they would hack the systems many a times, and things started moving in that direction. So the cyber crime starts with the introduction of IT into the system. You bring a technology and Indian brain is too strong. Right? The Google master is from India today. You must have read 2 days back that the guy who runs and operates, and the man behind Google is a guy from the Tamilian world, right? So he comes from Tamil Nadu. He settled in the US, has now has become the Google chief. So you can understand the kind of a great Indian mind, the way it works, both in the positive and in the negative direction. So for the cyber crime, I don't know where the crime is taking more. Now Date can do a much better analysis of as to which parts of the world are seeing a very heinous kind of a cyber crime. But as I understand, that it is happening in all parts of the world. Big transactions to small transactions, from very, very core areas to very common areas. This cyber crime is becoming common day by day, day by day, day by day. There are $1 million crime taking place in the US, where you find that somebody has carried out transactions in a manner in which nobody can understand. There are very small crimes taking place, that you are making a payment for your, supposing you are buying a car and you made a payment, and you find that within that payment somebody has taken on to the whole system and committed a crime in which he has siphoned out money from your account. So I think there is a lot of variety in what is happening in the cyber crimes. Since there is a variety of use, there is going to be a variety in crime also. Any usage that you have will lead to some ideas in some negative minds to commit some kind of crime. So cyber security therefore becomes a very, very important thing. Now how these cyber security systems can be introduced? What are the firewall systems that we talk about into the cyber system? I think a lot needs to be done. Yesterday I was chairing a meeting, what we call as the state level consultative committee on cyber crime. Now who is engineering this subject? The RBI, the Reserve Bank of India, has introduced a new subject in which they are trying to control the cyber crime taking place through the banking channels. And who are the other players in this game? There is a registrar of companies, ROC as we call him. Now here is a guy who now registers companies every day. And the ROC in yesterday's meeting, when we asked him that what is the nature of the crime and why crime is increasing, he said, sir, every day 2 new companies are being registered through internet, online systems. So if you are registering 2 companies every day, there is a company actually located in Bombay, but it is being registered from Calcutta. There is a company actually working in, say, Delhi, but is being registered from overseas. And he says that we can't do anything except accepting the application the way it comes. We registered it. After registering it, we find that the company has committed 10 type of crimes. What kind of crimes they are doing? Sometimes they are doing a collection in the Uttarakhand area. Uttarakhand, the common crime into the cyber system is that the people come here, they open all kind of accounts, they will start collecting money on one pretext or the other pretext, and then they will run away from here. You start tracing them, dates, they will fail in tracing them because they have done their job and they have gone back. And we have not been able to really establish what we can do. Within the police system, we have got what we call now as a CCTNS system. Now, it is called, what is the full form of it? Crime and Criminal Tracking Network, right? Now, this is a CCTNS is basically now a kind of a thing. I can just explain to you what it is. It is simply saying that suppose you are sitting in this room, you find some crime has been committed, you go to a nearby police station and register an FIR. Once the FIR is registered, the first information report in the Thana is registered by any one of you. Immediately it goes on to the net and it reaches up to the central command which is in Delhi. That means from the district it will come to the state headquarters, from the state headquarters it will go to the central headquarters, that is Delhi, and from there to all the networks that move into that. So the simple FIR written in, let us say, Graphicira, next to police station, whatever the police station you have in that area, will reach the central command in a few minutes, if not seconds. And then you start tracking into this, that who could have committed this crime, what is the nature of this crime, how do we start tracking it, and how we start going about it. So we are evolving a lot of systems of this kind, and we are trying to understand as to that what is the way in which we can start detecting the crime the way it is taking place. So my request to the youngsters who are sitting, I don't know whether you are from the IT background or you are from, even if you are not from the IT background, I am not an IT background guy, but I am talking a little bit of IT, right? On that, because this is a very common sense subject. It doesn't require a highly highly trained man to understand as to what is it, because all of us work on a internet. We know what kind of things we do on the internet. We use internet in a positive, negative way, the way we want to use it, and we are doing a lot of things on internet. So everybody understands as to what could be a cyber crime, right? While on an internet, if you are sending a wrong message to someone, you are trying to do some kind of a communication on the net which is not desirable, that's also a kind of a crime. It may not be, it may have a social ramifications, or it may have a economic ramifications depending on what you are doing. So my request to you is that this is a very new subject, and all the youngsters who are in this subject, if they can start looking at this aspect of the subject, they will find it is very interesting. A lot of jobs are going to be created in this country in the coming months and years. We are going to engage a lot of people doing this kind of work. Like in my office, like I have a system of national land record system. All the land disputes that take place today, in fact, 30% of the time in Dehradun is spent by an average person only on looking at as to what his land titles and land issues are. Now we are trying to bring online all these land records. And once they come online, there will be a lot of ease of doing business, but at the same time, a lot of crime will also set in, which is going to be cyber crime. Till now, it is a crime of a different kind. I, as a magistrate, when I sit in my court, I am adjudicating the cases based on certain evidences being given by the system. But if everything is put on net and everything is online through a complete networking system, 50% of the crime will vanish, because the litigation will be over. We will know we can trace back the land record maybe to 50 years, 100 years behind as to what has happened. When the British were here, what kind of documents they were giving us, how the names got changed over a period of time, and slowly we can see that the whole crime part taking place because of the wrong land entries and the land issues which are there on that, it will get sorted out. But at the same time,